Hey fam! Thanks for tuning into this video. It's your girl B Haynes of PrettyPRChickTV. Alright, so if you are new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're a veteran member of the fam, welcome back and thanks for checking in. Alright, so today we are doing another foundation review and wear test. And this time I have a drugstore foundation. So I'm going to be showing you guys the Covergirl Full Spectrum Matte Ambition All Day Shine Free Foundation. Now I tested this out in the color FS425, which is Deep Golden 2. They sent me the full line, and that is the one that I felt like matched my skin tone the most right now. So in addition, I'm gonna try out the Full Spectrum All Day Powder Foundation to set it in the color Deep Cool 3. So I'm keeping it all Covergirl today. So I'm actually also using their Full Spectrum All Day Idol Brightening Concealer. Unfortunately, I do not know what shade this is because I accidentally ripped the sticker off. On my eyes, I'm using the Full Spectrum palette in the color Zodiac. Super pretty jewel tone colors. I love them. And on my face, I am going to be double priming. So first off, I use the Becca matte primer and I put that all over my face, and then I let it set for a second and I rub it and make sure I get it all in. All right, since I have a really oily T-zone, I use two primers. So in my T-zone, I also use the Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying primer. This is like my holy grail primer for like oily greasy faces. FYI, I would use it all over my face, but I don't have enough left, so I'm trying to make it last. You know what I'm saying? Make it last forever. Alright, so now I'm ready to apply my foundation, and because I feel like this foundation is the closest one to my skin tone, but it's still like a teeny bit dark for me right now because I haven't gotten any sun, so I'm not as dark as I am sometimes. I'm gonna add a drop of these lightning drops from the Body Shop. So I'm literally just gonna add like a half a drop and just lighten it up like a half a shade, and I think that it'll color match me a little bit better. And then I'm gonna take this MODA buffing brush and smooth out my foundation all over my face. I like using these brushes because it makes sure foundation just lay down really smooth and it gives like a little airbrushed effect. Okay, so right off the muscle, I am noticing that this foundation did not have as much coverage as I expected. I normally use a light to medium foundation, but this one seems lighter than medium. So I'm actually gonna apply a little more and we're gonna see how buildable it is. Right now I have like a couple of hyperpigmentation spots on my face. They are small, but they're annoying. So I'm trying to cover them up. I normally can cover them up without using concealer over them, but with this I can see right through it and I can see them on my face. So I'm just gonna give it a little second coat. Okay, so I actually like to finish a little more now that I built it up, and now I'm gonna apply the concealer under my eyes because I did not get enough sleep and your girl needs a little help, a little brightening. So I'm gonna use a smaller version of that same MODA brush to just buff in my concealer and get it all smoothed out. And then I'm gonna set it using my Laura Mercier setting powder and just pat that on in. I'm not like a huge baker. I kind of just set my concealer just with a little bit of powder and kind of keep it moving. I don't really do like the whole baking thing. Next up, I'm gonna try out this cream palette, and I'm gonna see if this works to color correct like the little hyperpigmentation blemishes on my face that I can see like near my chin and around my mouth. And I'm going to use like the second darkest shade in the palette, and it did not work that well. I felt like it was not as creamy as I would like, and definitely not as pigmented as I'm used to. So I went back, I tapped in like quite a few times, like 3 or 4 times to pick up more product, and I added the orange color to it because that is supposed to be color correcting. but I still did not get the effect that I was looking for. Like, it just did not do much at all. All right, so now I'm gonna set the rest of my face with this powder foundation, and I'm just using an It Cosmetics powder brush, just tapping to get a little product, and then I'm just gonna buff it onto my face. The finish is matte. It's a little, I don't know, it just looks like a little dry. It looks like typical kind of drugstore powders. I don't generally use drugstore powders because this is kind of the finish that they give off. It actually translates pretty well on camera, but in person, I felt like it just looked too flat and too dry. So now I'm going to apply some highlight and blush from this Sculpt Expert palette. And let's see what this is hitting for. Oh, it is very pigmented. Very pigmented. I was a little heavy-handed, so I'm gonna have to buff that out, but no problem, we'll fix it all in the end. So I just buff it out with my powder brush and kind of thin it out and make it look a little more natural. Now I'm gonna apply a little blush from that same palette. Now I generally do not like blushes with like satiny finishes, but I'm just gonna try it out. I'm gonna give it a little whirl, but I'm just gonna keep it super light and buff it out so it looks very natural, just like a little flush on the cheek, you know. Then I'm gonna set my face. I use 2 setting sprays. So first I'm gonna use this Gerard Cosmetics setting spray, mist, and let that dry down. And then I'm gonna come back with my Holy Grail setting spray, the Urban Decay All Nighter. You know, gotta try to lock it in so I can stay grease free for as long as possible. Now I'm gonna apply my lippy, and I'm using a Covergirl lippy. This is the Melting Pot Matte in the color Back Talk, and I just line my lips with a NYX, I think it's a plum liner. All right, guys, so now it is 8:30. I have taken my hair down, gotten dressed, and I'm ready to go to work. So we are gonna see how this holds up, and I'm gonna check back in with you guys once I get home from work. All right, guys, it is now 6:30. I am home from work, and I've had this makeup on for 10 hours. And as you can see, I kind of look like a greasy mess. This did not hold up well against my oily T-zone. So I would say this formula is definitely better suited for someone with a normal skin tone. My oily girls, I feel like you could pass up on this one. There is a much better Covergirl formula. It is a true matte made. I would definitely suggest that one, and I will link my video review of that one up at the top of this video. But if you want to see my full verdict, please check below in the description box to see what I liked and what I disliked about it. And if you have any suggestions of other foundations for me to review, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching. Peace out.